Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Niagara Generates with Keith Lindsay and Amanda Malone. Now, you guys are probably wondering, where is Keith Lindsay of Mr. Keith Lindsay? Well, unfortunately, he couldn't be joining us here today, but we have an amazing show lined up for you guys. We're going to be talking about some really interesting conversations, some topics that are at the tip of the tongue right now in the news, everywhere you go. We're definitely going to be touching on some very important things. But before we do that, I definitely want to just, give our thanks to the people that made this happen for us. So Niagara Generates 100%. Yes, Niagara Generates power. Also Gorillas Inc. for helping us put all of this together. So we want to thank you. We want to let you know that we are grateful and that with this platform, we are going to take it to the top. So let's get it. Welcome again, guys. It is Wednesday afternoon, so we are halfway through the week. I hope you guys are having an amazing week thus far. Again, my name is Amanda Malone, and for those of you that don't know me, you will realize that here I am speaking from my own place, right? Because I'm calling you guys from Toronto, Canada. Now, that's weird. That's not Niagara. You're right, right? I'm here in Canada and I'm talking to you guys, the Niagara audience. But guess what? I say that to say because that is just the beginning. We are just originating from Niagara, right? So you guys are going to have the unique opportunity to be the first of something that is going to be great and amazing. So again, I wanted to just appreciate every single person that's on this call right now, here listening to my voice right now, and just know that you are going to be a part of something that is literally going to be larger than Niagara, larger than the US, larger than you, and larger than me. So it's a pleasure to be doing this with you. So let's get right into it. So again, my name is Amanda Malone. I am here from Toronto, and I just wanted to tell you guys a little bit about myself so that we can really talk and have a conversation, have some dialogue about what we're going to be talking about today. So I'll let you guys know that before being a part of this show, I have been working with some of my partners, Keith Lindsay, first of all, in terms of, just learning how to take our lives to the next level. That's what we're trying to do. We really want to provide you guys information, access, resources on how you can take your lifestyle to where you want it to be. And that's what this show is going to be about. We're going to be talking about average issues, things that are affecting us on a day-to-day basis, and the lessons that we can take from it, and how I, who have been an investor, full-time entrepreneur, and just growing and showing people how to do this, how we can do it with you guys as well. Right? So if that's something that you want to see on this show, I want you guys to know that you are at the right place at the right time, and it's my pleasure to talk to you today. So first things first, that's on the menu. Who uses social media at all? And I'm talking about Instagram, I'm talking about Facebook, I'm talking about WhatsApp, right? These are things that we use every single day. There's probably not a day that we don't use any one of them. And if you're not, you are probably currently living under a rug, right? Or this rug that has internet access, obviously. But listen, these apps are things that we are using on our day-to-day lives, right? So on Monday, when it shut down without any notice, a lot of us were like, what the heck is going on? Right? But we didn't have any way to post about it. We didn't have any way to share about it. We were just stuck in our rooms like, what the heck? Right? So exactly. So here we have Mark Zuckerberg on Monday, who lost $7 billion because of this outage, right? So we really want to get to the bottom of that, how that actually happened. What is even going on? Because Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp are all owned by Facebook, right? Facebook, the umbrella company. So it's no wonder that when one went down, the rest of them went down too. Now, why that is so important? Because yes, we have Mark Zuckerberg that lost billions of dollars. It took him from the top spots of the most richest men in America that fall. But what it also does, it took some money out of our pockets as well, right? Like, for the times that we're living in right now, we are really seeing an influx of online entrepreneurs. We are really seeing a lot of people that are using social media as a tool to start creating some additional income just based on the times that we're in right now. right? We're constantly having to adapt, constantly having to see what we're able and not able to do. But what we all have access to is the internet. So we might as well leverage it to start make some money from it. Thus, we have Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp. So when that shut down, Mark Zuckerberg was not the only person that lost some money. Average people like you and I lost some money as well. Now, can you imagine the amount of conversations that were not being had, the amount of messages that were not being sent, the amount of pictures, amount of information, amount of news that was not being shared that we didn't have access to? Imagine all of the people that operate solely on these platforms, right? We're talking about mom and pops. We're talking about your nurses, your aunts, your uncles that have their full-time job, but are also trying to make something for themselves by using social media. So when we see something like this happen, we really want to start thinking about how can this not happen again for us, right? How can we really start thinking about, okay, if I'm putting all of my information on these social media platforms and at any time without any notice, it can be taken away from me. Therefore, all of the work that I've put in, all of the customers, all of the clients, all of the potentials, right, just gone, poof, out of our hands, because we're operating in a space that we do not own. Right? We do not own this space. We do not own Facebook. We do not own Instagram. It is in the hands of somebody else. We are just using it. We are just end users, right? We're using it as a benefit. We're using it to grow our presence, our social media, our businesses. We're using it for all of that. But I think it was a lesson to any entrepreneur here or any person that's trying to grow their online presence, become a content creator, right? Become an Instagram influencer. These are real things, right? Maybe it wasn't a real thing 5 years ago, but these are real things now. People are making real income by posting images and by posting videos, right? So when it comes to something like this, what happened on Monday, I was shocked too. For some reason, it just wasn't loading. Why wasn't it loading? Close, open it up again, delete, reinstall. I'm sure I wasn't the only one doing any of this, right? I'm sure you guys were all frantic and trying to figure it out as well. So really what happened, right? So what really happened here? So what we understand, right? And news is still coming out very, very slowly. News is still coming out very, very slowly. But what we understand is that there was information leaked regarding algorithms that are a part of Facebook, right? These algorithms, and for those of you that are not familiar when I say algorithms, I know a lot of you are. I know a lot of you are, but just for those that are not, right? An algorithm is basically, just think of it as an if-then system. If this happens, then something else is going to happen. If I drink this water, I will be refreshed. Therefore, right? That's essentially what that is. If-then statements, right? They can get a bit more complicated. It can go into different options, more than just if or then, but it's basically a system that if there's some sort of information that's inputted, another sort of information will be outputted. Now, that's the basic of an algorithm, right? It was on these algorithms that we were brought into knowledge that it was affecting young girls' mental health, right? So, and we know this. We know the Instagrams, we know the social media, we know what it seems like as we open these phones and we see people that are living their best lives, that are just beautiful and gorgeous and never need makeup. They're just born that way, right? They're at their perfect level, perfect size, perfect life, right? That's what we see. That is literally a new reality, the social media reality. But imagine you are now a young girl going through Instagram, and all of you're seeing are people that are more beautiful than you, people that have more than you, people that are living nicer, more luxurious lives than you, and that is all you're seeing, right? Without being paired with a reality check, without being paired with, hey, just so you know, all of the pictures that you're seeing are photoshopped, right? All of the pictures that you're seeing are edited, right? All of the pictures that you're seeing, there's a filter on top of it. So if you're a young girl and your Instagram is your life, and that's all you're seeing, it certainly is going to have some impact on your mental health, especially on your self-esteem. Now, the problem here is that Facebook was aware but did nothing about it, right? So those are the things that was released. Those are the type of information that was what they call whistleblown. There was a whistleblower that gave out this information, and it was because of that that it was shut down. Facebook itself was shut down. Now, it goes beyond just young girls looking at their phone. It also stems to political parties or even employment opportunities, and where these ads and where these images, right, these this content is being filtered into which groups are seeing which information, right? So it really gets really much deeper. I have not dove too deep into that information, but I want you guys to know what I want you guys to walk away with is that when we are using these platforms, right, this is really coming back to a conversation of ownership. When we are using these platforms, we want to really now use it to our benefit, right? Use it as a tool to bring people back into our space, things that are like our websites or our email lists, right? We want to bring it back into a place that we can control. So as you're using and as you continue to use, and I'm definitely not saying stop using social media, because social media is a benefit. It's a tool. It's advancing us. It has been advancing us. It has been the thing that has saved people in the times that we're living in right now. But I just want you guys to be aware that if this can happen today, or Monday, I should say, if this can happen on Monday without any notice of when it was going to happen or when it was going to come back up, imagine if Mark Zuckerberg lost $7 billion in just a few hours. If he's losing that much, I'm sure there's a lot of us that lost some income as well, right? So let's just take that as a lesson. Let's use him as an example for something that we can grow, right? And to make sure that we're having ownership about where we are growing our businesses. Because I want everybody to know that you can have your life in your own hands. Okay, you can literally have your life in your own hands. And I know it gets difficult. I definitely know it gets difficult. I definitely know living in the times that we're in right now, where we're just being very, very conscious of our health, of our proximity, of our employment, right? When we're being very, very conscious of these things, because we want to make sure that we're staying at top of the house at all times, right? Because we are dealing with we're dealing with a pandemic right now. What can we talk about it? Like, we really have to make sure that we're staying on top of it. But what I'm also aware of is the fact that a lot of people have lost jobs, right? Within the past 2 years, a lot of people are still just on, let's say, government assistance, right? A lot of people are not getting, for example, insurance. A lot of people are not getting the benefits that come with having a full-time job. So what are they doing? They're looking through other means. But here's the thing, we're dealing with a healthcare crisis right now. We still are. There's still no solutions out there. Everything is still just very, very new, right? So we want to start thinking, how can we preserve ourselves? Right? How can we preserve our health, make sure that we are doing the best that we can with the resources that we have, as much or as little as we have them, right? So we want to start thinking about, because when we start thinking about medical care, right, that comes with a cost. That definitely comes with a cost. And if we're not working, we don't have the cost, we don't have the income to cover that cost. Imagine if you got sick, what would you do? Right? I know there's a lot of you right now listening to my voice right now that are probably thinking in the back of your mind, like, I can't afford to get sick. That is not a mindset that we should be having. I can't afford to get sick. Your health is reflective of your income. That is not a life that we should be living, family. Let me tell you this, but unfortunately, it is the reality for a lot of people watching this show right now. So what can we do? What can we do with the resources that we have to make sure that we are staying on the top of our health? This is where we're going to start looking at natural remedies, right? Because when we start thinking about you getting sick, we start thinking about medicine, we start thinking about like inpatient care, we start thinking about nurses, making sure we're being monitored, we start thinking that avenue. what we should be thinking is that how can we even avoid this in the first place, right? So we really want to start thinking about using some natural care, natural remedies, right? There has been an influx in CMOS sales in the past year and a half. Regular people, probably your friend down the street is probably selling CMOS as well, because mine is, right? And a lot of people are picking it up. And I say that because CMOS has a lot of health benefits, right? That a lot of people were not aware of. A lot of people were just in the form of, if I'm sick, I'm going to go to the doctor, I'm going to get my medicine. But that medicine, the cost of the medicine versus the cost of a pack of CMOS, for example, right, is the difference, right? Is the difference of the income that you have. So here we have, I know a lot of you are very familiar with the Dr. Sebi,
that the
right?
state
Yes, please play the
were
clip.
unprepared to defend itself. They were unprepared because in the past there was 2,781 cases that came before the Supreme Court and lost.
Yeah.
I won.
Yeah.
Not only did I prove scientifically, but I had the diagnostic sheets, and I do have them today. And those diagnostic sheets didn't come from me. They came from their school, their American medical accredited school.
Did I read it correctly where there was some requirement for you to actually bring patients, a patient into court from each of those maladies, and that you brought multiple patients in court who, one, testified themselves, and that you had...
So I understood that the state were unprepared to defend itself. They were unprepared because in the past there was 2,781 cases that came before the Supreme Court and lost.
Yeah.
I won.
Yeah.
Not only did I prove scientifically, but I had the diagnostic sheets, and I do have them today. And those diagnostic sheets didn't come from me. They came from their school, their American medical accredited school.
Did I read it correctly where there was some requirement for you to actually bring patients, a patient into court from each of those maladies, and that you brought multiple patients in court who, one, testified themselves, and that you had medical records, one showing that they were victims of the disease, and then showing that it had been cured by one doctor, and then a second doctor verifying what the first doctor had said?
Yes. We have to remember this, that whenever you make a statement that goes against the grain, you better be prepared. You better be prepared. The judge said that I had to bring one of every patient that I had cured, and there was one that said others. The others was a man that came from Italy. He was paralyzed. But I was supposed to take 9. I took 77.
You took 77 patients in court with you?
That's correct.
Okay. So there we have Dr. Sebi speaking for himself, right? So in that case, he was brought to court because they didn't believe that he was curing people of the diseases that he was curing. Paralysis being one of them, blindness, diabetes, cancer, right? They didn't believe that he was curing all these people. And because they didn't believe, what did they ask for? They asked for proof. They asked for him to bring 9 people in and to testify on behalf of what he was saying. Instead of 9, he brought over 70 people to testify, right? And I want you guys to walk away with this message that he's healing people naturally. He's healing people naturally. Not always do we have to go to the pills, right? Not always do we have to go to the medicine of, I want you guys to understand that we came from this earth, right? Everything that we need is coming from this earth. And so is our remedies are coming from this earth. So I really, 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 especially in these times that we're in right now, we have to start thinking about what we are putting into our bodies, because there's no denying the fact that Dr. Sebi did what he said, right? Because it not only just came out of his mouth, it also came out of 70 other people's mouth. And now, unfortunately, Dr. Sebi is no longer with us, rest in peace. But his wife is still out here making the rounds, still showing people that they are still curing people, that this medicine is still working. It was not him, right? It might have been his ideologies that created it, but it was not him. It's still being passed on. So I know we have a video
Yes,
of Dr. Sebi's wife.
Dr. Sebi.
Yes.
One of the callers just sent I should say one of the listeners that listens to the show a lot, did send a text message, and he would like for you to elaborate a bit about diabetes and dialysis. We see now that diabetes is up on the top of the chart with, on the illnesses that affect us, a lot of our people.
You know that diabetes is one of our specialties. Over a dozen or more, and I'm going to name one in particular, Larry from New Jersey. He's a policeman. Larry came to me in Honduras with diabetes at 600 level sugar. In 4 days, his sugar was normal. He came on Monday, and the Thursday his sugar was normal. The Nigerian doctor that came from Canada with his wife, he didn't want to come because he thought that I was a voodoo man, and I was some kind of off-the-wall herbalist. No, I'm not that. I'm somebody altogether different. I'm a different animal. 4 days later, his sugar was gone. What is it that I'm doing? Okay, I'm doing a simple little thing. I cleanse the pancreas duct. They usually say, they normally think that when a person has diabetes, the pancreas stop functioning. No, if your pancreas stop functioning for 1 minute, you are dead. What occurs is that the ducts of the pancreas through which the insulin travels to get to your bloodstream are clogged. I unclogged them. It took me 4 days to unclog them. And there goes your insulin again. Then I repaired the damage in the core of the pancreas. They call that the islet of Langerhans. I began to clean them out because they're clogged up with that what? Carbonic acid. You've been eating a lot of starch. Now, dialysis, again, there is obstruction in the kidneys. Usually, or normally, it is calcification in the kidneys. Kidney stones, they call them. And all kind of other things caused by what? Inflammation. There is only one disease. There never been two. There's only one disease that exists. When I said that to the Supreme Court, they didn't want to accept it. But when I broke it down, they had to accept it. When we talk about the dialysis and we talk about the other one, which is the pancreas, diabetes, you are talking about obstruction. The mucous membrane has been broken down, clogging the system. We have to clean it out. If that occurrence takes place in the brain, you become crazy. Or Alzheimer's. If it occurs in the like in the joints, you become arthritic. Anyway, the mucous membrane has been compromised, a disease will be present. So yes, with dialysis, again, we break down the calcification and flush it out. We have taken people off the dialysis in 24 hours. Others, it take me up to 2 months, but eventually, they will be off. They will be off. Dialysis only means that the patient has been ingesting a
Okay, amazing, amazing. I think we have a video with Dr. Sebi's wife though, but I'm glad that we showed that video because it's not just a crazy man, especially what he was saying before. Like when you move against the grain, you will feel it. People will walk against you. People will talk against you and say that what you're doing it's not working. But as you can see in his voice alone, in his words alone, he knows exactly what he's talking about. All of these diseases, he has reduced to a singular issue and treats that singular issue instead of a band-aid solution that we're getting in other areas of our healthcare. Right? So this is a space, and it's usually a space filled with people of color. I'm gonna be real as well, right? That you can can go and get the treatment that you need and heal the ailments that you have. Because we're living in a time right now where it's not just physical ailments that you're going to be conflicted with, right? We're dealing in a time right now where we're dealing with a lot of emotional stress. We're dealing with a lot of mental stress. We're dealing with a lot of financial stress. And all of that compounded together makes for not a happy, satisfaction of life, right? So we are living day to day stress, anxiety, pressure, right? Finances, right? All of this on a day to day business, right? So our bodies are getting tight, our bodies are getting frustrated. And as a result, we're seeing the manifestation in sickness, right? That's what we're seeing. So if I could see if the video with Dr. Sebi's wife is available, then that would be really, really awesome. Okay, no worries. Amazing. So maybe we can show that on our next time that we're here. But in the meantime, we are going to go ahead and run into commercials and then talk about how you can really take your lifestyle to the next level. So I'll see you guys on the other side.
Hey, Western New York, CJ Spiller here, telling everyone to watch Gold Getters live every Friday at 6 p.m., where they'll give you up-to-date sports info. It's a great show, so be sure to leave your comments below. You like how I rhyme with that?
And welcome back. How are you guys feeling? Still feeling good? Still enjoying this information? Still loving the conversation? Amazing. So last time when we were on this show, we had Keith and he was speaking about his old friend, Mr. Safari. I said Mr., but I really don't know his last name because he only goes by one name, Safari, right? So last time we were speaking about Safari, we were speaking more about his personal life. Now, I know you guys are all fans of Love and Hip Hop, and even if you're not, this is information that has passed the Love and Hip Hop audience because it's even reached me, okay? And yes, I'm super aware that Safari and Erica Mena are going through their divorce, their divorce, and it's very sad to see. But what I also want you guys to understand is that Safari is more than just a TV personality, right? Safari is somebody that has been in the business for a while now. I think maybe the first time we have heard the word Safari was when he was Nicki Minaj's boyfriend, right? We didn't even know at the time. I think we all found out afterwards that he was dating Nicki Minaj. We just saw him in the entourage there, right? And then we saw him emerge as an artist. And then we saw him emerge as an actor. And then we saw him as a TV personality. Now, this is somebody who's really taken the opportunities that have been laid in front of them and took them by the reins because now he's a household name. Now people want him on their shows because he comes with that personality, right? He comes with that high energy. He comes with people wanting to be around him. And he also reps his country, Jamaica. Let's go, right? But what I also want you guys to know is that Safari is somebody that is really, really doing something that we can all get into, right? Yeah, he's doing something that we can all get into. He is plugging into information that we can all get involved with, right? Because the whole goal of these conversations is to show you guys how you can take your life to the next level. What is it that you can be doing to help yourself, whether it be in health, wealth, happiness, or finances, right? In any type of way, in any type of lifestyle. He's showing you how you can do it because he's doing it himself. This is somebody who's already created a life for themselves. This is somebody who's already, like, let's say, more than comfortable, has luxuries, has kids, has a family now. But somebody who is plugging into a system that a lot of people are very, very skeptical of. And this is also somebody that has visited the New York area. So Safari himself has even come to your city and has seen the city and has been around and met the people. And this is somebody that you guys should be very, very aware of. So without giving out all of the details, we'll definitely go through it afterwards. But we have a clip about what Safari is actually doing. So,
look, don't say I ain't try to put you on. Don't say that people who got the finer things in life is trying to keep it to themselves. So I'm trying to put you on right now. I'm trying to put you on the forex. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting here. I'm outside eating. This is not a paid ad. This is real life. This is really like money in minutes. I'm really on this site, and I'm really on here trading, making money. Like, it doesn't matter what your background is. No matter your nationality. It don't matter your criminal record. I'm just giving you the heads up. Just click the link in my bio. All the info is there. I'm going to help you. We're going to get this money together. Alright? Straight!
He's all right. We're going to get this shmutty together. We're going to get it. And we're going to help you get there. So what was he plugged in? Like, what was that on his computer? A lot of people have never, ever seen that before. A lot of people have never been exposed to that information. He mentioned forex. What is forex? I know there's a lot of people that may or may not have heard of this market. Family, I want you guys to understand that it is time for us to now pick up some new skills, right? It is time for us to now to do what it takes to get to the other side. So I want you guys to start participating in areas of finance that maybe you've never participated before, but other people in other cultures have, and they just have a head start with it. Now that's really plugging into these financial markets, right? A lot of you guys are probably more familiar with the stock market, right? More familiar with the stock market, probably buying some Tesla stocks, probably buying some Disney stocks, probably buying some Netflix stocks, probably buying some AMC stocks. That would be a good stock for you to get involved in, simply because AMC, for me, from what I'm seeing, is a company that's growing because they're being so open to adaptation. Right? They are really encapsulating that characteristic of going with the flow, right? Not being stagnant in what they have, but understanding that everybody needs to evolve and everything needs to evolve with the world that we're in right now. Because face it, you guys know this. The life that you were living last year on this date is probably a completely different life than you're living here today, right? Your needs have probably changed. The things around you have probably changed, right? Your securities have probably changed. Your family has probably changed. The decisions that you're making on a day-to-day basis has probably changed. Your opportunities also have probably also changed. So why are you staying the same? Right? Now, what he was talking about was forex, or the foreign exchange market. Now, this is a market that I'm pretty well familiar in, not the best, right? Let me just preface by saying I am not the best in this market, but what I am doing is making sure I'm learning the skill. And that is how I'm here to talk to you as a full-time entrepreneur, as a full-time business owner, and that is literally with zero experience. So Safari in that video was telling you, like, don't feel like because people have money that they're not going to put you on. He is literally putting you on, showing you how you can do it, even if you have no prior experience, even if you have no prior knowledge. So what is the forex market? What is foreign exchange, right? So I want you guys to be more familiar about it. So I'm going to talk a bit about it. Okay. I want you guys to really take in this information right now and move forward by doing your own research after this show. Okay. So the foreign exchange market, for those that are unfamiliar, is literally the largest market in the world. Right? If you guys are not familiar, it's already the largest market in the world. If you have ever left the country and exchanged your US dollars for any other dollar, if you came and visited me in Toronto, right? You exchanged your US dollars for Canadian dollars. You have already participated in the foreign exchange market. The only difference is you were participating on the losing side. Why? Because you had to pay a fee. Now imagine if you could participate on the winning side and make money. That's exactly what we're doing. That's exactly what you were seeing him doing. He was trading in the foreign exchange market. Somebody who already has money, somebody who's already developing wealth, somebody who's already living that luxurious lifestyle, him, somebody who's touched foot in your city, Niagara City, him. Safari. So if Safari is doing something like this, where he's finding a way to multiply his money, where he is plugging into people that know more than himself to make a decision to learn, why aren't you, family? Why are you watching me asking yourself, how can I live a better life? How can life get a little bit more easier? How can I make some more money? How can I quit my job? Why are you staring at me, asking yourself these questions and not doing anything about it? Because the one thing that I do know is that if nothing changes, nothing changes, right? So I really want you guys to start becoming more familiar with these financial markets. Right now, the foreign exchange market, it houses every single dollar, every single currency in the world. It's beyond just the US dollar. It's beyond the Canadian dollar. It's beyond the Great British Pound, the Euro, the JPY, New Zealand. It's beyond all of that, right? If it is money, it is in that market. And that's why this is also a recession proof market, which is what we're heading in, family, right? Is what we're heading into, because we need to move into a space that whatever happens outside, whatever happens to your job, whatever happens to, I want to say the world, but whatever happens to policy, right? Whatever happens to how you can interact with others, whatever happens to social media, whatever happens, we need to make sure that we have found a way that we can still continue to generate money. And if we've not continued to generate money, that we're actually making a decision to start learning how to do it. And that's by doing it through the foreign exchange market. So when I'm talking about all of these dollars, we're talking about trading in these markets. Now, don't get intimidated. Don't get intimidated. It's just making a decision to learn. I know a lot of you have not been exposed to this information because this is information that they don't show us, right? The system is not built for us to live the life of our dreams. The system is built for us to work 40 hours of 40 years of our lives, 40 hours a week till we're 65 years old, and then have freedom in the last 10, 15 years. That's not the life that we want to live. Family, that is not the life that we want to live. We want to enjoy every single minute of it. And it seems that as days goes by, as life continues to change, as policy continues to change, as pressure continues to arise, that our options of actually living that lifestyle, our opportunities, is getting smaller and smaller. So if Safari now, here he's trading in the foreign exchange market, trading in the foreign exchange market, you're able to start learning about the foreign exchange market, a market that does not close, a market that is recession proof. So when Instagram was down, when Facebook was down, when WhatsApp was down, foreign exchange was still alive. And you know why? Because as long as we have the US dollar, as long as we have the Canadian dollar, as long as we have the Great British Pound, we will have the forex market. And as long as we know how to trade it, we can start making money in it, right? Now, a lot of people are very skeptical about walking into these financial markets, and that's okay, because I was as well. For those of you that don't know me, I hold a master's in psychology. So I got my bachelor's in psychology in Ottawa, Canada's capital. I got my master's in psychology at NYU, right? I got all of that. Ask me if I use it. Unfortunately, I do not use any of my degree, right? And that's why I say it doesn't matter what your background is, exactly what he was saying. It doesn't, these markets don't care how old you are, how young you are, your background, your heritage, your religion. It doesn't care about any of that. The only thing it cares about is, are you willing to learn? Right? Are you willing to learn? Are you going to come with an open mind? Are you going to do the work to get you where you want to be? Because this is a space right now is especially important, because this is a space where we want to start leveraging what we have. Because I'm going to bring some news to you, family, that I'm not sure if anybody told you, definitely not your banks, but inflation rates are getting higher. Inflation rates are getting kind of high. Or is it just me? Inflation rates are getting kind of high year after year after year. But what's not meeting up with the inflation rates is our bank's interest rates, right? Our interest rates are not meeting inflation rates. Inflation rates is usually about 2 to 3%. Every year it rises 2 to 3%. Our bank accounts are not giving us that percentage. You're probably getting a 0 point something, right? In addition to fees that you're facing in your banks, right? So we want to start finding a way to what we have, because we're working hard out here, family, especially in the Niagara area. I know that you are. I know that times are getting tight, and I know that you're looking for a way, and I know that you're just doing what you can to make ends meet, and maybe you're finding yourself with a little too much month at the end of your money. How can you change that? What can you do with what you have? And the funny thing is that when I speak to people, they always say, I don't have enough money to start, right? I don't have enough money to start trading, right? But in the world that we're living now, if you don't have enough money today, what are you going to have tomorrow? You're going to have even less tomorrow. And the day after that, you're going to have even less as well. And the day after that, you're going to have even less as well. So what I want everybody on this call to do is start to follow their financial intuition, right? Start to follow their financial intuition. Start looking at ways that you can start getting involved in these spaces. Keith and I are part of an amazing organization called the Wealth Empire that you can start to get plugged in as well. I'm not going to go into the whole thing about what we do, but essentially we teach regular people like you and I how to be savvy traders and investors, right? And that's how you can change your life while doing it. But that is just the smallest piece of the pie, because the question that you want to ask yourself is, when you are now financially free, when you have millions in your bank account, when you've paid off all of your debts, and when you've taken care of all of your family, what are you going to do then? What does your car look like? What does your dream house look like? How big is your backyard? Or how high is your condo? Right? These are the questions I want you guys to think about. This is the images I want you guys to start seeing in your mind, right? Because it starts in your mind, and it starts with the belief that you can do it. And we're going to do everything that we can here at Niagara Generates. We're going to do everything that we can to show you how you can start living a better life, be better financially, be better emotionally, on your health journey, on your spiritual journey, on all facets of life, because we want to make sure that you are living a life of abundance, because it's possible and it's very, very real. And it just starts with you following your financial intuition. So go ahead and follow that feeling that you're feeling right now. Go ahead and follow it. Ask questions, do your Google searches, reach out to people. Make sure you're getting the information, the knowledge, because you can be plugged into a network of individuals that look just like you, that all made a decision that they're going to live a better life. Now, guess what? It's not going to happen overnight. Sorry. You're not going to be a millionaire tomorrow. You might not be a millionaire in 2022, right? But you'd be a lot farther from where you are right now, right? And it all starts with a decision. So that's it for me, family. It has been a pleasure hosting this call for you. I hope you guys got some value. I want you guys to make sure that you are here next week, because we are having a very, very special guest, an entrepreneur that has made multiple millions in his business ventures, and I want you guys to meet him. We are going to have Keith, of course, back in his seat to help us cultivate the conversation and make sure we take it to that next level where your life life is, where we can show you how to get there. And that's everything for me. Thank you again, Niagara Generates. Thank you again, Gorillas Inc. And I will see you guys next Wednesday, same time, same place. Have a great day, everyone. Bye now.